think a lot of people who heard this yesterday had the same reaction as Gayle King. Obviously, working with somebody for so long, having such respect as a coworker is one thing, but people have watched him for years.
Right. I mean, you really don't get much more respected universally than Charlie Rose. So this is shocking.
Kind of a punch in the gut. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I just went into the story last night. I saw this. You go, like, what? Charlie Rose?
I
really?
know.
You know. And but when you read the Post article and you hear these women who are willing to come out and put their names on this, which is just amazing in itself, it just really turns you off of anybody who is doing these kinds of things, who is willing to cross that line. And it's just amazing, name after name, day after day.
Well, and those are the women who came forward. There's so many women who have not come forward, not necessarily against Charlie Rose, but just in general,
Right.
who have had the same thing happen to them. Maybe not by someone who's a famous TV anchor or a TV producer or whatnot, but sadly, you know that this is the kind of thing that happens all the
and
time.
are we looking back on this period of time now? Will this in history be that turning point to where women could finally feel emboldened to come out?
I think that this will be a turning point. I really do. You take away, we're sad about each individual case that comes forward, but taking a look at the bigger picture, I'm so happy that this is going to be a giant turning point in our society. I mentioned earlier, I have been personally affected. I mean, I don't know very many women who haven't had something happen to one degree or another.
Right.
And I feel like this is a moment where we'll be able to point to and share with our daughters and say, things changed here. Things that we know that we used to not talk about. That
Or that's not okay, but you don't say anything because you do, as much as you know you're not supposed to think this way, you think, oh, that's just a guy being a guy. I mean,
well, and
you know what I mean? Even
right.
if you've had this happen to you, you know you're not supposed to think that. You know you're supposed to speak out, but for whatever reason, even powerful, smart, educated women don't.
Right.
And there's something wrong with that.
And broadcasting isn't totally unusual, but there is a thing in broadcasting, and I'm sure many other industries, where if you come forward, if you make a big deal out of something,
Something's
anything,
Something's going to happen.
you have a mark against you.
My eyes are opening. I'll admit it. I mean, I just be perfectly honest. A woman this morning that I work with, not going to name any names, said, "Oh yeah, way back when a news director gave me a back rub or put his leg up," and I'm going, I am
worse.
so sorry.
And
I am so sorry.
And a lot worse. And it's the worse incidents that people like me are embarrassed to talk about. My incident was not in broadcasting. It was when I was just a teenager. But yeah.
But hopefully this empowers women to, it's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to say no. We do have the power and the ability to talk about it and to put our foot down and draw the line and not be afraid and know that there are other people who experience the same thing that we have, and we're not the only ones.
And we should probably, make it clear, men, this happens to men too. In the workplace. This happens to men too.
But they don't have the danger posed, I would say, in a lot of cases, that a man may pose onto a woman.
But power is scary. Whether, there may not be that physical strength behind it, but someone in a position of power can make you scared.
I hope my daughter's in a better place now because of this. I really do.
She will be. I believe so. I like to think so. It makes me happy to think that that's the one really good thing that comes out of all of this.
Well, we can keep the conversation going off air as
do it.
well. Thank you, Cam.